right. So we're going to start with vocabulary MCQ. Anybody remembers how many marks is vocabulary MCQ and how many questions? Copy it, Sally.
10 questions, 10 marks.
Vocabulary, not grammar. And raise your hand.
Questions.
Yes, it is 5 questions, but don't forget to raise your hand, okay? 5 questions, 5 marks. Yes, you're right, gives our point. So vocabulary, anything to do with vocabulary. Cloze, vocabulary, MCQ is always 5 blanks or 5 fill in the MCQ. 5 questions, 5 marks, 1 mark each. What about grammar? Anyone? Yes, Jakai?
10 questions, 10 marks.
Yes, very good. You can give yourself a point. 10 questions, 10 marks, okay? Even for cloze, there'll be 10 blanks. If it's grammar MCQ, it's also 10 questions, 10 marks, okay? And it opens paper 2. Now, compositions from paper 1. How many marks? Anybody? Yes, Dhyati?
40 marks.
Yes, very good. 40 marks. And how is it split?
20 for language and 20 for
Content. Yes, you are right. Okay. Yes, that's how it's split. Yes, give us a point. Good. So 20 marks for content, 20 marks for language. Right? Language is where you use good vocabulary words, right? Phrases, idioms, similes, all of that. And then of course, content is where your story makes sense and is interesting. So you'll look at that later. But for now, let's start with vocabulary. For someone's background. Okay, who wants to choose my pen color? Yes, Dhyati?
the pink in the first row.
You this is like, I don't know how many times you love the pink. You love pink. I clearly can see that. Is that your favorite color? Your walls are pink too. I just realized. Yeah, your walls are pink too. Okay, wait, let me pin someone. I need to add a pin. Okay, and I'm gonna add pin to where you are. Okay, I added pin already. Okay, yes, thank you for choosing my color. Let's look at the first question. Okay, this one, yes, some of you wrote the answer as A. Right, I see people gave options as A. Some of you wrote the answer as C. Any other answers? Yes, either A or C. Most of you either wrote A or C. Now, first, can you tell me what's the answer? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Yes, Dhyati?
D.
Yes, the answer is D. Now, why is the answer D?
Because like he's favoring the person unfairly, and bias means like you kind of like support that person more.
Yes, unfairly, right? Yes, you are right. Wait, let me change my pen color. Yes, okay, this is the clue. You're right. Give us 2 points, 1 for the answer and 1 for the clue. Now, let me explain the words here. These are all describing words. What are describing words called? All 4 of them are describing words. What are describing words called? They're called adjectives, right? I'm going to write ADJ short form. Okay, they're all adjectives. They are describing, these 4 words are all describing the employer, right? What kind of employer is he, right? Now, particular means, if I say, Miss Nisha is very particular about your handwriting. That means I'm very fussy, I'm very concerned that your handwriting must be very neat and nice, right? Legible. So, particular means you're very fussy, okay? It's very important to you. So it must be accurate, it must be detailed, okay? So I'm very fussy about something, okay? I'm very particular about something. Now, what does objective mean? Anyone? If I say you're very objective in your views and opinions, means what? An objective person is the opposite of bias, is unbiased, right? An objective person is unbiased, right? They basically are not influenced by their own personal feelings or their own personal opinions and facts, okay? They can put that aside and they can see the situation for what it is and then come up with a judgment, right? They don't think about how they feel in their opinion. They look at the broader view. That's objective. Of course, here it cannot be objective because you see, favoring. Favoring means I like this person and I'm unfairly somehow. So obviously it cannot be objective, right? Because you're clearly not being objective. So what does impartial mean? Yes, Jakai?
Impartial means fair.
Yes, it means you're treating everyone fairly, right? Treating everyone fairly. Right? So obviously it cannot be impartial as well, because here you're clearly favoring and you are unfair towards only this person, right? Only like Noah. So that's why those of you who chose C and those of you who chose A, that's why you cannot, those two are not the answers. So clearly the answer is bias, because bias means you're prejudiced. You are unfairly prejudiced. Okay, if I say you're prejudiced means you're one-sided. Means you only see things at one side, one point of view. Okay, so unfairly prejudiced. Okay, so you're against everything else, just that view. So that's why the answer is D. Good. I think I already said give yourself 2 points, right? Okay, yes. And also, yes, Jill, can I give yourself a point? Thank you. Number 2, who can tell me the answer? By the way, first tell me what kind of words are all of these? Are these nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs? Anybody? Nobody? I see the chat. Verbs. Yes, they are. Yes, very good. Gives us a point. These are all verbs. Okay, they are all action words, right? So here you're accusing someone of something, right? Of doing something to a dress, right? So what is the answer here? Did anyone write? Yeah, some of you wrote the answer as A. Did anyone else write anything else? Yeah, some of you wrote the answer as A. Now, looting means what? Can someone tell me what does looting mean? Looting means stealing. However, the answer is not A, because this word looting is referring to stealing in emergency situations. Like example, during war or riot. So it's not just stealing anything from anyone, okay? That's why it cannot be, because grammatically, if you say stealing a dress, it makes sense. But this looting is in emergency situations, like during war, during riot, when you have no choice, quote unquote, then you loot. Okay, so that's why A cannot be the answer, even though it means stealing and it makes sense in the sentence. Okay, diverting means what? I'm trying to divert Jerkai's attention to the butterfly on the wall, because I don't want him to see that I'm trying to take his water bottle. So I'm trying to steal his water bottle. But while doing that, he cannot be looking at me, right? That means he knows I'm stealing his water bottle. So I'm diverting his attention. So he's looking at something else. He's distracted. So diverting means distracted. Okay, you take attention away from something, so you're distracted or distracting. Right? Because you divert attention. This word usually goes with attention, diverting attention, right? And what does endangering means? These animals are endangered, means they are at risk of extinction, right? At risk. Usually used with animals, right? You don't use with dresses and clothes. Usually used with animals that are going to be extinct. So before they become extinct, they are first endangered, then they become extinct, right? So it's used mostly with animals or someone. Okay, but mostly with animals, okay? So the answer here is C, sabotaging. What does this word mean? Sabotaging means to intentionally damage or destroy something. And the key word here is intentionally, means you know and you're purposely damaging it and you're purposely destroying it. So you're doing it intentionally, okay? So that's what it means. So here her accused her, okay, of damaging her dress. So that's the answer is C. And of course, the clue is her dress, right? You can't do any of the other things to the dress. All right, let me change my light and pen color. Okay, number 3. Let's see, number 3, who got? Number 3, yes, number 3, some of you wrote the answer is A. Yes, actually, some A and C. So I've got answers as A and C, okay? Now, A and C are both wrong. Now, why? What does underling mean? Does anyone know what does underling mean? If I say you are an underling, means what? Yes, Jerkai?
A person in lower rank.
Very good. I see that you actually went to search words that you don't know the meaning of. Well done. Good job. Yes, give yourself a point. Very good. So a person who is in lower status or lower rank, right? So that's called an underling. Okay, so here everyone was surprised because he was the underling in the competition. He's not a rank, right? Is he? Right? So here A cannot be the answer. Now, what does underdog mean? If I say this person is an underdog, anybody? Yes, Jerkai?
A competitor thought to have little chance of winning.
Yes, because he's just nobody's. It's called underdog, right? So he's not a very popular or famous or well trained or good. So yes, okay, it's a competitor, but low chance of. Yes, very good. Gives her a point. Okay, a competitor who has a very slim chance of winning, right? Slim chance of winning. Slim chance of winning. Well done. All right, an undertaker. An undertaker is usually used with funerals. A funeral director. So an undertaker is someone who is making arrangements for funerals, right? They are the one that, okay, book your times, which day you want. They also in charge of, doing the embellment, okay, bring the chemical, clean the body, making sure all the arrangements, the flowers, all that done. So undertaker is another word for a funeral director. Okay, so it's linked with funeral. So obviously this poor John is competing, he's not attending a funeral, so cannot be C, right? He's not dead, okay, or neither is he burying anybody. So C is out. Okay, underling is out because again, when you are competing, it doesn't mean you're lower status. This is to do a job, okay, like ranking in the army and stuff like that. Okay, so A is out as well. Okay, so the answer undercover. This one I already mentioned, right? That's why I did the and riddle. I told you undercover agent. Undercover means you're working a secret, right? It's a secret work, right? Usually for police investigation, right? Undercover agent. So obviously the answer is B. Okay, because again, this is a competition, so this is a competitor, right? So competition is the clue. Let me highlight that. Competition is the clue, and that's the reason why the answer is B. All right, let's look at number 4. Okay, number 4, yes. Number 4, some of you wrote the answer as A, inhabit. Do I see any other options? No, I don't. Okay, why can't the answer be inhabit? Anyone? Do you know what does inhabit means? Yes, Jakai?
Means prevent.
Inhabit. Yes, that's one meaning of inhabit. Okay, means but what is another meaning?
I wrote 3. I wrote discourage, hold back, and prevent.
Oh, okay, good. Do you use Oxford which dictionary do you use when you are searching for this word?
I just used the Bing dictionary.
But do you know because I don't use Bing, but do you know which dictionary does Bing use?
Which?
Yeah, because usually on top they will tell you like what dictionary they're using, right?
I didn't really notice that.
Okay. But anyways, inhabit means live in or occupy. That is the meaning of the word. Yes. So when you look at dictionary, right, sometimes you can just Google Oxford dictionary or Longman dictionary, because those are UK dictionary. You want to get a dictionary meaning from where we are examined from. It's UK, right? So inhabit means to live in or occupy. Okay, I'm going to inhabit this place. So for example, I'm going to live in this place. Inhabit means to live in that place. It comes from the word habitat, right? Habitat. Habit. Now, what does inculcate means? Your parents inculcate good values and good habits in you, right? Inculcate. What does it mean? Yes, Jakai?
Introduce.
Yes, instill. Okay, yes. They instill, they ingrain in you, right? Very good. Gives our point. Okay, it's a persistent instruction, right? For example, I try to inculcate in my pupils an attitude of inquiry. Means I want them to ask questions. Okay, so inculcate means to instill in you. Okay, to have this ingrained in you. Okay, instigate means I incite someone to do something bad. Okay, I instigate you to follow me to the shop and steal the cosmetics, for example. So I'm making you do something. I'm inciting someone to do something bad for me. Okay, so instigate is used negatively. Invigorate means invigorate. What does invigorate means? If I feel invigorated means what? Yes, Jakai?
Means give strength or energy to.
Yes, energize. Yes, very good. Okay, give that a point. So yes, invigorate means you feel energized. Okay, you feel good. Like for example, I sniff peppermint oil, I feel energized. So here the answer is what? What is the answer? Anybody? Oh, by the way, here's a point here I didn't mention. Emma, what's the answer?
The answer is B.
Yes, very good. Can you tell me why is the answer B? What's the clue in the sentence?
Culture.
Yes, you're instilling a culture, right? I want to instill a culture of giving, right? What kind of culture? A culture of giving. So good. Yes, give yourself 2 points, one for the answer and one for the culture of giving. That is the clue. Alrighty, very good. Now let's look at the last one. Number 5. Let's see number 5. Anyone got wrong? Yes, 5. Some of you wrote the answer is D. Anything else? Let me see. No one, nothing else. So most of you just said the answer is D. Now, can you tell me why is the answer not D and what is the answer and the clue? Yes, Jati?